Coming to you live from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios, it's the Cigar Pulpit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm the Bishop of the Bird, Nick, and with me, it's Mike Brinker.
Good afternoon, everybody.
How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing all right.
Doing all right. So, you and I spent some time together Saturday.
Yes.
And we went down to beautiful Lake Benton in southern Illinois. And we hung out with the Smokin' Butts and Tappin BBQ guys.
Yes, we did. We smoked a lot of cigars, ate a lot of great food.
I'm going to move this table slightly.
Okay.
Just because it's a little just moved the
And
okay.
I've been kicked off the show.
Say, if you're watching the YouTube, Mike just got the boot. Okay, we're fixing this.
How bad do you have to be to get fired from a free gig?
I don't know. I got somebody you can ask, though. Anyway, that's still, off.
Wow.
I know. We're making this happen. Okay, that's better. All right. Anyway, so we hung out with the Smokin' Butts and Tappin BBQ guys.
Beautiful day, a little warm. Well, it wasn't. It was warm. There was no breeze.
There was no breeze. I was hotter than shit.
I was just fine, but for those of you who don't know me, I run cold, so.
Yeah, you run cold, so, you were fine. I, on the other hand, I'm not built for the heat, and I was sweating like a stuck pig. But it was a good day. Lots of wonderful food. Lots of great people.
Music.
Just all in all, it was a wonderful day. But as we were sitting there was a gentleman, Toby.
Yes.
Toby was sitting there, and Toby was promoting a brand of cigars that he hadn't really encountered before. But I had encountered them at TPE.
Right.
And I said, by God, this is a good opportunity to bring them on. So,
and this will be my first one of these, too.
We have cigars from Warfighter Tobacco Company. You and I are going to be smoking the 50 cal Field Robusto. It's a 5x52 Robusto, and it features a Habano Maduro Nicaraguan wrapper,
okay,
a Habano Nicaraguan binder, and Habano filler from Ometepe, Nicaragua, Habana tobacco from Jalapa, Nicaragua, and Colombian tobacco.
Colombian, there's a difference there.
Colombian, I was going to say something a little different. It says it's
cocoa,
bolder than the rest of the field, has spice, but also hints of coffee and cocoa. Finishes milder on the palate than it starts, with more leather and wood. Handmade in Esteli, Nicaragua. So, that's what we have to look forward to.
Cocoa or coca? Smoking some coca leaves here, and DA's banging on my door here. Yeah, let's do the show at your house, Mike.
Let's get these cigars out of my place. Anyway, well, it's time to go ahead and cut the cigar, and the official cutting is brought to you by 2guyscigars.com. That's another number, 2guyscigars.com. 2 Guys has been around for more than, I always say more than, it's been around for 40 years. I had to little behind the scenes there, I had to redo the front part of the last episode.
I was going to say, I thought you said more than 40.
Well, I don't know. If I did, then I screwed it up there, too. Anyway, it's been around for 40 years, and they are the most trusted name in the cigar industry. Everybody knows 2 Guys, but if you don't, please give them a try. You will not be sorry. Family-owned and operated, 2guyscigars.com does the very best to provide a great selection, fair prices, and awesome customer service. What more could you possibly want, Mike?
Can't think of anything myself.
Exactly. So go over to 2guyscigars.com for your next cigar purchase and tell them the Cigar Pulpit sent you. That's the number 2guyscigars.com. And with that, it's time to go ahead and blow schmuckus all over my shirt. Cut the cigar.
Every time I'm on with
you
do that.
I actually know exactly how that went down. The last cigar I had yesterday, I was in the car, and I didn't clear the chamber. And, well,
that's what happens.
This is what happens. I do that. So, anyway, let's go ahead and get this guy cut. Look forward to this. I've had a Warfighter on the show, I believe, before. I think I did, maybe I did when the PCA won their court battle against the FDA. feel like maybe that was the case. But anyway, initial thought, cold draw?
Cold draw, I'm not getting much. I mean, maybe a little bit of creaminess on it.
Yeah, it's kind of a creaminess.
I mean, I know it's going to... Yeah, I'm not a big cold draw guy compared to a lot of other people.
Yeah.
Just because I don't have the palate for it.
Well, see, here's the thing.
In my
the
opinion.
cold draw, you get flavor notes from it, but the real point of the cold draw, and you know this...
To see what your cut's like.
You want to verify that the draw is good.
And my draw seems awesome on it.
Okay, well, good. So that's the thing. That's the real... For those of you who are watching or listening and you don't know why we're actually doing it, it's really not about the flavor notes.
You want to make sure you got it cut good.
Exactly. That's the important thing. So, giving this guy a light now.
Let's make sure I got a lighter that's full.
Okay. Well, yeah, that helps. I have a few lighters on order, and I cannot wait for them to arrive. I actually am waiting on an order from twoguyscigars.com. I had I get the Cigar Authority show pack, and they have the deal where if you buy something throughout the month and you include it with the show pack, you get free shipping.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, it's super nice. And so I had some points in their little reward point system, saved up. And what I ended up doing was ordering a box of cigars. And then I had some extra points additional. And so I think it was like for 100 points, you got a free Vertigo Cyclone. So I think I had enough to get my box of cigars and like 3 extra lighters. So I'm like, good, this will be good. I'll have plenty of the damn things around.
Now, do you know if they've sold out yet on their New England?
No, I think there are still... Oh, fuck.
Because last I heard,
I know there are some Saturday tickets. I don't know if there's any 2-day tickets left.
Okay.
But I think there are some Saturday tickets.
I know he said they would usually go that first weekend pretty much, especially the VIP.
Mm-hmm. But, well, the VIP are gone. Those are definitely gone. And then, last I knew, which would have been last week sometime, I guess, when I asked, there were like maybe 2-day tickets left. So, I mean, not many at all. And then from there were a handful of Saturday-only tickets. Although, to be honest, Saturday-only is still a good deal. If you can only make the one day, no, you're missing the fancy you're missing the fancy dinner on Friday and the chance to win, a pound of gold. But you're still getting there for the strongman competition.
Right.
With Mark Henry, doing the announcing on that. And I think you're still getting something like 19 or 20 cigars. I mean, it's crazy. And when you do the math on the ticket, you're basically getting you're buying the cigars and getting access to the event for free.
Really, you're not even buying all the cigars. I don't think.
I mean, it's a value either way.
Right.
So, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, it's not the great value the Pulpit Fest is, but, not everybody can be pulpit.
Not everyone can get their picture taken with Brinker.
It's going to be a good day. Anyway, so speaking of good days, you and I had a lot of barbecue Saturday.
Yes.
Now, the way that, just to kind of clarify here, this is a friendly competition that the guys put on Scott's little cul-de-sac kind of off by the lake there. And so, I think they had, 6 teams?
Yeah.
And they were competing, making ribs and chicken. Now, there was some brisket there, but, that was...
Only one person got brisket.
That was special.
An entire brisket.
I forgot. I had prepped a bag for you, and I forgot it at home. I'll get it to you. I promise.
2 weeks from now. Oh, yeah, great.
No, I'm not going to get it to you. I had to freeze it.
Did you?
There's so damn much of it. I parsed it out into Ziploc bags and froze it so that I could make it, when I want it. Because, I'm like, fuck, if I put all this in the fridge, it'll go bad before I can get to it. But anyway, there was brisket. There was copious amounts of brisket But, you know, I brought them a ton of cigars, though, too.
Yes, you did.
So, I mean, there was reciprocal payment. But anyway, they had the competition, and that got me thinking. You know, like, what kind of cigars would you pair with barbecue? And I'll admit, I pitched that to you as a topic idea, and I have, like, only one real answer. I have some generic kind of thoughts.
Right.
But I only have, like, one specific cigar answer that even then I'm still looking up right now because, you know, I know the brand and I know exactly what, but I can't remember the name of the damn cigar. It's a Casa Cueva cigar.
Okay.
And on the cold draw, this is one where the cold draw did come in handy. The cold draw was brisket.
Really?
Full on, dude. It was, because it had a very slight bit of fire cured tobacco in it,
Okay.
you know? And because it had that little bit of fire cured tobacco, it had this brisket component to it that was just out of this world. So I'm looking it up to see if I can find it. And of course, they don't have it on their website because why would they? Boy, you know, I'm sorry, Lewis, but I am totally blanking on the name of that cigar. But it's the one that Lewis and his son actually blended. And it came out, oh God, when would that have come out? Maybe sometime in 22, maybe very, very early 23.
Okay.
And like I said, man, just the cold draw, and it was brisket because that little hint of the fire cured tobacco.
I think with a lot of what we're about to discuss, it's going to come down also to the sauce or the rub. Because you can't just say what goes with ribs. Well, man, nobody makes ribs the same, you know.
That came up at the competition. You know, the judges were all looking for, you know, kind of the hometown backyard barbecue style ribs where it slides off the bone. But
that's not competition.
And that's the thing. One of the guys that was competing was saying that he made it competition style where it does not slide off the bone. And he figured that cost him, you know, some points. So, but yeah, to your point, I think, you know, the sauce, the rubs, just everything about it, you know, kind of comes together.
Because like my favorite, a Malls type sauce is going to affect your palate and what you would like to smoke compared to like a KC style, you know.
Oh yeah, or like a Carolina mustard kind of thing or something like that. Yeah.
Or Alabama White. You ever seen an Alabama White?
Isn't that cocaine?
No.
Okay.
Kind of a more
like
of
you bringing it back to the cocaine. I'm like, dude,
more of like a mayonnaise based barbecue sauce.
Whoa.
They use it a lot on chicken.
Mayonnaise based?
They use it more on chicken and stuff.
This is a whole new thing for me. I've never heard of this.
I watch a lot of those. Like the show's canceled now, but they run reruns all day Saturdays. Barbecue Pitmasters.
Okay.
When they're in Atlanta, and I've seen it on other shows too. Yeah. It's Alabama White barbecue sauce, mainly on chicken, like I said.
I'll be damned. No, I've never heard of that. That's interesting. Now I kind of want to try that, though.
Oh, I don't. I hate mayonnaise. I hate anything white like that. So.
Oh, racist.
Yeah. And it's funny because I love eggs, I love oil, and everything that makes mayonnaise. But once it becomes mayonnaise, I'm out.
Okay. I had a dislike for mayonnaise for a long time, but I came around. Anyway. So what do you have, like, so, cause, okay, for me, if I'm sitting down and I'm having, like, a really, like, thick cut of meat, maybe something that's got, like, a nice, like you said, a Malls kind of sauce or something like that to it, you're going to need a hefty cigar to stand up to that.
Yeah.
You don't want to take a Connecticut to something like that.
So really any that I can't think of anything where I'd want a Connecticut, really.
The only thing I could think that maybe a Connecticut, now that you've brought up this Alabama White, that might be, having not tried it.
Right. Me neither. I
It
can't speak to it.
It may be a stronger or a more beefy sauce than I'm giving it credit for. But like that might be the only kind of thing where maybe a Connecticut might be something that could potentially. But even then, I wouldn't say you're like just your standard Connecticut. Like I would think like
it would have to be a hitter,
like a My Father Connecticut, that has that little punch when you get to that final third.
Maybe a Perdomo Champagne.
Yeah, Perdomo Champagne. That's a good Connecticut that's got a little bit of extra power to it. Aladino Connecticut's got that Corojo to it. It's not your standard just kind of easygoing Connecticut. So that would be my thought. You'd need to. You could do it maybe with that.
Yeah.
But
like let's say like I said, that's usually all I use is malls. So personally, I would be thinking
something. I don't know, something.
I think a number 9 Liga Privada.
Yeah, something that's got some real strength to it.
Or even a Hoyo de Nicaragua Antania CT.
Oh, yeah.
That's got a lot of heft to
I
it.
actually just smoked one of those the other day.
I love those.
I had one of those just rolling around in the bottom of the humidor, and I threw it in my, bag of ones to carry with me, while I'm driving and things like that. And I smoked that thing the other day, and it smoked wonderfully. I really did enjoy that cigar, and I'm thinking, where the hell have you been?
It gets overlooked a lot. Like
yeah.
at my old shop, everyone would be like, "Oh, I don't want that. It's a Connecticut." I'm like, "Not really. That's not a Connecticut."
No, it had a lot going on for it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, you need something that's got some strength.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're just not going to taste it.
Yeah. It's just not hitting right. I also think it depends on what type of meat it is too, because chicken and pork, they tend to be the kind of meats where they take on the flavor components of what you put to them, whereas like beef kind of has a little stronger profile, and you can't just put anything, anything on beef,
right,
and make it work. I don't know. I would think that it would kind of be the same thing with cigars. Like, potentially, depending on what you're putting on the chicken or the pork, the cigar is going to like kind of
and not just that. You got to think about the sides too. They're going to affect your palate.
Oh, true.
Because I was thinking, actually, while you were talking, I was like, what was the first cigar I smoked after we ate?
Mm-hmm.
And I smoked that Cabawan. And it was very good after it. So
it's got a little bit of something to the retro hail. I just did that, and I'm like, ooh.
So that was pulled pork with, a mild,
kind of a mild
sauce,
sweet and tangy sauce,
and baked beans.
Yeah.
The taco really didn't affect.
The taco
was good.
It was very
good. It didn't
good.
affect. I mean,
well, I didn't hit it with any salsa.
I just ran it through my baked beans.
Yeah, and so, so your baked beans were the predominant flavor on the plate.
Right.
But no, you're right. The taco, I kind of missed the salsa on the table, and that's because there was a giant ass line that developed behind us too.
And we looked like food. We were in front of everybody.
And I'm taking my sweet ass time, and I'm like, oh shit, So
we got there right as the food was ready, and just like walked up to the table.
It was perfect. We roll in at 12:30, set up our chairs, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, hey, there we go. It was nice. But you're right. The tacos did not really. They were good, but they didn't affect the palate really at all. Now, I had those cheesy potatoes.
I did not get those.
Those were good, and they kind of added that dairy kind of cheesy component to the plate, to balance out against the barbecue sauce and things of that nature. And then, of course, I went back for the second plate. I wanted some sides to go in my burnt ends. The problem was I ate that plate of sides. And then the sun hit me.
And you were done.
And once the sun freaking hit me, man, I zapped. I was done. Like, we had every intention of recording this episode at the barbecue thing. And, well, that didn't happen.
Although the sun zapped everybody.
Oh,
you know,
it was so fucking
Dave
hot.
and Travis took off early.
Mm-hmm.
And you could tell Scott was just wiped.
Mm-hmm.
Because he even said, I ain't cleaning up nothing tonight. I'm going to get it tomorrow.
Which is a great way to be if you can do it.
Yeah.
And the only way that would have sucked is if he had rain moving in, but I don't think he did.
No.
But yeah, no, it was that sun, and you're right. It was still. There was no wind to it. You know, it was just kind of still, and it just didn't. A breeze would have been. I would have given $1 million for a breeze.
Like today's breeze is decent. I mean,
dude,
if you're outside.
Yeah, and the thing is, even with today, it's actually, I think, supposed to be warmer today than
it was Saturday.
Saturday. It's just
it's overcast.
It's overcast, and there's a breeze, and that makes all the difference in the world. Like yesterday, holy crap! Yesterday was it was more brutal. I felt like than Saturday.
Yeah.
I mean, because
I think we hit 92 yesterday.
Oh, yesterday sucked so bad. I was out looking at houses and everything, and like, it's just so fucking hot. And, you know, and some of these houses are empty, so they're not really running the air conditioner. So you go in, the first thing you do is turn on the air conditioner, but it takes a while to get the place. And by the time the place is starting to get comfortable, you're getting ready to leave, you know? And, oh, God.
Or if it's an open house, people walking in and out constantly.
Uh-huh.
The AC just ain't doing nothing.
Boy, I went to one open house yesterday, which I hate open houses, okay? Hate them. Because you walk in, and you've got a family in front of you that's looking at the place. You got a family behind you that's nipping at your heels. So you can't, like, really get in there and, like, look in all the nooks and crannies. Like, the one house I looked at yesterday prior, it was just us looking at it with my agent, and we were there, like, an hour. Right. Just poking, and it's an empty house. We're just poking around, looking at everything, taking our sweet time. You go to this open house, it's like they want you in and out in 15 minutes so they can, like, you know, keep it moving. Well, we were, I think, the first people to walk in right when it started, and the realtor's there. And as she's saying hello, I am pulling the screen or the storm door shut because it wasn't wanting to, like, shut on its own. Which, red flag right there. Well, then the bigger red flag happened. As I'm pulling it shut, the fucking handle comes off in my hand. And I'm like, oh. So I push that back on. And then she says, by the way, I have to tell you, this house did go under contract late last night. And I'm like, then why the fuck are we here? I'm like, this is stupid. So, you know, looking around a little bit. And I'm just like, I'm out. This is pointless. This is absolutely pointless. And yeah, I'm just thinking, you're wasting your time. You're wasting my time. Like, why are you showing this house? So anyway, but you could tell it was also one of those houses where, as you did go around and look real quick, it didn't take long to realize that this was an older house that they spruced up with some newer stuff to make it look better. But that, in the grand scheme of it all, it was lipstick on a pig, and there was going to be a lot of, like, issues that needed to be addressed that were more deep in the place, you know?
Gotcha.
So, no, the house hunting continues. It's not been fun, but... Are
you going to do any over the weekend?
Yeah.
I know you've got your son.
I do have my son, but I mean, dude, that can't wait. You know, it's one of those things. I gotta do it while I can, and I have him a lot in June, and
you know, right.
Yeah, no, I have him. I think the first weekend of June is like the only weekend I don't. You know, now the last weekend of June, I only have him for like the first half of the day on Saturday. So like the back half of the day on Saturday, and then Sunday I'm free. But like otherwise, it's like I have him a lot in June. Mostly because Father's Day weekend falls on a weekend that's not mine, and so, you know, it's like we swap and whatever. Anyway, but I have to do it. It's like, you know, you're gonna have to. He's gonna have to come with me, and we're just gonna have to do it because I can't take the time. But But that's okay, because potentially wherever I end up,
He's going to have to like it.
he's going to have to like it too, you know? I mean, not that he really gets that much of a choice. It's kind of one of those like, here you go, dude, and this is where we're going, you know? It's like, if he hates it, well, he can buy a house.
All right.
I know, right? Well, I mean, you know, we won't be living next door to like Petey the pedo or anything like that. You know, I mean, that would be poor judgment on my part. But you know, that's something. Now that I say that, I've never actually looked at any of these houses that I've been considering. It's
All
like,
you got to do is
I've never actually looked at like.
I know in Missouri, you go to the Missouri Highway Patrol site.
Okay.
And you can check for
sex offenders living near you.
Yeah.
I've never actually thought to do that. I'm going to have to put that on my to-do list now.
There's someone in my house. It's a sex.
Oh my God, I'm buying from a sex. Oh, wait. I see what you're getting at. It's like, no, I'm not registered. Thank you. Anyway. Oh, God. Well, other thoughts on barbecue cigars that we kind of are like, I mean, it's kind of one of those things that I think it all depends on your personal palate and what cigars you like. But I think it's one of those things where you have to like keep in mind the strength of what you're eating and realize that you're going to bring a cigar that can compare to it. I would say that this Warfighter is smoking really well, and
this
I would
definitely go with like
ribs,
barbecued burgers or ribs,
barbecue burgers,
hot dogs,
brats. You know, that's true. You get the brats. You get the German food. You know, it's like I wonder. Are there any German cigars? Do you know?
Your friend at Villiger would be the guy to ask about that.
No shit. You know what?
He's probably over there in Germany right now.
He probably is over there right now. But, God damn, you know, now that you say that.
I know they smoke a lot.
They do. No. They apparently do. It's a huge market. But
for the size of the country, I don't know if they've got too much agricultural space to dedicate to cigars.
Well, I don't know if that's the right climate. Although, shit, you got Corey up in Wisconsin growing tobacco.
Or you can have it grown anywhere and just roll it there in Germany.
See, that's the thing. You could roll it in Germany. Or
could you imagine aging the tobacco in a, like, beer refinery?
That could be interesting. That could be really interesting. Well, you know, Casada does those Oktoberfest cigars. Mm-hmm. I don't think he does anything in Germany with them. I think he just likes appropriates and, you know, kind of attaches it to it. But interesting.
So far, this is really good, though.
No, I'm digging it. I mean, smoking really well.
Not really spicy or anything. I mean, it's just a good medium plus for me.
Okay. I was going to say medium, so yeah, in the round.
I haven't smoked anything today, so...
Me neither.
Oh. Okay.
But I did have a double cheeseburger on the way here. Because I knew that I was going to be smoking something.
How does it pair with a double cheeseburger?
It pairs pretty well with a Burger King double cheeseburger. I had it my way.
Where did you hit a Burger King on the way here?
Columbia.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
Yeah.
Because there's none around here.
No, there's none around here. I was kind of pre-planning that. I was like, on my way to your place, I'm thinking like, okay, what is near? And like, I don't see shit in the way of fast food. Like,
you just got to go Lindbergh more.
Okay. And then but I don't want to circle back, you know? And then I was thinking like, well, I could get off at Telegraph. And I'm like, but then I got to get off at Telegraph. And, so no, Columbia. So basically my options were Burger King, Taco Bell, and McDonald's. And, you know.
I would have probably gone Burger King as well.
Yeah. But
Taco Bell, you can't really drive and eat.
I had to go to Taco Bell too. Burger King was out of tea. So like I got my burger at Burger King and I got my tea at Taco Bell. That's why I have a Taco Bell cup down there. The line, I was going to hit McDonald's, but the line was the longest. So I said, fuck it, I'll go to Taco Bell and get a tea. Anyway.
The trials and tribulations of Nick Miller.
You know, it's hard being me sometimes. It really is. I don't know. Anyway.
Oh, I did not tell you this.
Oh, God. Okay. I was going to move on. But hey, let's do it. No. This will be fun.
So I'm driving back from me Saturday night.
Yeah.
From Nick's house, out in the sticks.
Oh, God.
Back to civilization in South
It didn't
St.
take
Louis
you
County.
through East St. Louis, did it?
No.
Okay, good.
But I'm driving on 15. I'm about 5 minutes from 255.
Mm-hmm.
And I see something out of the corner of my eye.
Oh, shit. Literally the thing I fucking warned you not to take the 2-lane highway to avoid, probably.
But it was flying.
Oh, so it wasn't a deer.
Right. It was turkeys.
Oh, no.
I'm like...
Which can also completely fuck your car.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, they're landing in the median. And then, boom, there goes my passenger side mirror.
Oh, no. I didn't notice. Did you?
It's taped up with black duct tape now, so you can't tell it. It
Oh,
didn't
my
shatter
God.
it or nothing. It just broke the little plastic, and it was hanging, and I'm like, son of a bitch. And you know, I'm from the country, and I know this shit.
Yeah.
It's like you don't focus on the ones that are off the road. You just stay focused on the road. But he just kind of...
Fucking turkeys, man. They're so dumb.
Luckily, I didn't need that mirror the whole way home. So I just stayed in the right lane, so no one needed
to, like, ever pass you. Oh, God.
But yeah.
Oh, shit. That sucks, man. I didn't... Yeah, you know, you didn't tell me that. You just made it home. And I was like, okay, cool. Because
as soon as I
didn't know you smoked Tom Turkey on the way.
And I must have just barely clipped his ass or
Yeah.
something. Because there's like no feather, no blood, no nothing. He probably thought, what was
He got
that?
one hell of a goose in his butt. He's just like, what the fuck?
No means no, bastard. But yeah, as soon as I texted you, I've got the flashlight out there and the black duct tape just sitting there.
Oh my God, just taping up your mirror.
But the bracket is black. So,
so you don't
after
even
we're
really
done,
notice.
yeah, after you're done, I'll show you.
Okay.
And it's like, okay, see my driver's side one?
Yeah.
That one's duct taped also. During a windstorm, I'm sitting there eating some
I'll
breakfast.
be damned.
I
would have never known that.
I'm eating breakfast after my
I mean,
treatment.
maybe if I would have gotten right up to it.
And I'm sitting there at a Schnucks parking lot. All of a sudden, pow, boosh. We were having like 40, 50 mile an hour winds.
Yeah.
And a cart got away.
Oh,
And like came all the way across an empty parking lot and just smoked my car. And then this dude pulls up. He's like, oh, shit. He's like, I saw what happened. I didn't know there was anyone in here. I was going to leave a note saying a cart did it, so you didn't just think some random person came.
Well, that's nice of him.
So I always keep black duct tape in my car.
Is that why you keep the black duct tape in your car?
Yeah.
What
duct
about,
tape don't work for anything else.
What about the zip ties and the chloroform rag?
The shovel and the lime are in the trunk.
Oh, you mean in the car?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I got you.
Look at this garage. There isn't anything I couldn't get rid of if I needed to.
It's just true. You have all sorts of different colored duct tapes and shit going on over there too.
You never know.
You don't ever know. It's time for the Villiger Cigars Entertainment Report. Brought to you by
Villiger.
Villiger Cigars, one of the leading cigar and cigarello manufacturers in the world, founded in 1888 and still family-owned and operated. Head over to VilligerCigars.com and check the store locator to find a shop near you that carries them. We guarantee that Villiger Cigars will be a wonderful addition to your humidor and cigar rotation. So what have you been watching? I'm sure you've been watching something.
Yeah. Like I told you on our ride home.
Yeah.
I, for the first time, watched a uncut, which I'd never seen it cut, but Harlem Nights from like 1989 with Eddie Murphy,
Red Fox,
Pryor, and a bunch of other people. And
I've never seen it.
It was very interesting. It was very, very R-rated and dirty and violent, which it said comedy in the description.
Mm-hmm.
There was, like I said, there were a lot of funny parts, but definitely not a comedy.
But you wouldn't have classified it as a comedy.
No. I would have... No.
Okay.
But interesting.
Okay.
Let's see. I know I've been watching
I have not been watching shit. I'll admit, I have been busy, and I have not been watching shit.
I managed to stay away from all those Star Wars movies during May the 4th.
You had some interesting feelings and opinions about my action movie list that I did with Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I finished off Young Sheldon.
okay. See, I never got into that show because I never got into The Big Bang Theory.
Right. So there'd really be no reason for you to...
You know, to be honest, I'm going to say this. This is my hot take. I don't know if anybody... I mean, I don't know if I'm going to have people getting angry. Hell, for all I know, you might get angry. My hot take on The Big Bang Theory, it's blackface for nerds. Those guys are not nerds, but they're all like putting on their Flash t-shirts and their Superman t-shirts and they're hanging out in the oh, you know, I know a little bit about Stan Lee and all that. And they're just, it's like, and what it prompts is it prompts your in-laws to come to you and be like, oh, Nick, I know you read comic books. Do you like watching Big Bang Theory? Sheldon's worst enemy is that Will Wheaton guy. And it's like, oh my God. I can't tell you how many fucking Thanksgivings I sat through having to listen to my former father-in-law talking about the Big Bang Theory with me as if it was like, you know, and that's like his only connection to nerddom. And that, it's like, it gave him something to talk to me about. And I'm just like, I don't really watch that show, you know? Like, you know? Anyway.
I have no comment on that. I've never put that much thought into that.
I'm just saying. It's just kind of the thing.
I caught Captain America Winter Soldier the other night.
Oh, that's my favorite one.
Yeah.
Out of all of the Marvel movies, Winter Soldier is my favorite.
And then we
were
talking about the fact that the new one's coming out.
Yeah, and it got fucking spoiled by McDonald's and their Happy Meal toys.
Yep.
You know? Which I guess maybe it didn't get spoiled. But at least one character's appearance in it did.
Right.
Which I'm not going to add to the spoilage by saying it. So if you don't want spoilers for the new Captain America movie, you know, maybe don't look at the McDonald's Happy Meal displays, you know, to see what toys there are. But,
other than the fact that Steve Rogers isn't in it.
Well, that's true.
But if you didn't know that, then...
If you didn't know that, you're not caught up on anything at this point.
There's no... You've got a few years to get over that. Actually, I'm lying. He may make an appearance. You never know.
You don't know. You just don't. Well, because I read somewhere that Robert Downey Jr. is open to the idea of coming back as Tony Stark. It's like, he was like, I'm out. Well, now, what's he been doing? You know? So it's like, he's like, I'm willing to come back.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, they, like, controlled his entire life for, like, 15 years.
Which it makes sense that he'd need a break.
Mm-hmm.
You know? It makes total sense. But on the flip side, you know.
He made his money.
Don't shut the door completely, because, yeah.
And he's a good actor. I mean,
he is.
If you've seen everything he's done before that, first of all, you'd never think action hero.
No. Hell, some of the shit that he was into before that, you wouldn't think he'd be alive to do Iron Man, but
Less Than Zero.
I mean,
good Lord,
he was in Chaplin, right?
He was
Charlie Chaplin. Hell, he won his Oscar for Oppenheimer. Didn't he win for like best supporting actor for Oppenheimer?
I didn't think he was in that, but I don't know.
Hang on.
He was Sherlock Holmes in those couple movies.
Those were good.
I never watched any of them.
Those were really good.
I know they made a lot of money. Like I said, I never saw Oppenheimer. So
Downey won Best Supporting Actor for his portrayal of Rear Admiral Louis Strauss in Oppenheimer. So, yep. I thought he won something for that, but
I think that's the...
I haven't seen it yet.
I think that's the same character that Paul Newman played in Fat Man and Little Boy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no,
that was a really good movie too.
I haven't seen that either.
That's older. I mean, that was like
if you
early 90s.
Paul Newman,
yeah,
you know. Oh, only early 90s?
Early 90s, maybe late 80s, because like John Cusack played an adult.
Okay,
so it couldn't have been, you know,
couldn't have been that long ago,
right? He didn't play an old adult, but he played, you know,
yeah,
he was with Fermi. He played one of the scientists that was with Fermi Labs, I think.
Okay. I'm halfway through this 50 cal.
Me too.
And
it's burning better than it may look on TV. I opened the back door here to get a cross breeze for the garage.
It's not a bad, you know, burn. It's a very flaky ash, which I think makes the ash part kind of look a little rough. But the burn line itself actually is really pretty good. I mean, it's not like it's
right.
It's maybe just a hair, like kind of a little bit of a angle.
I had to relight a couple times, but it wasn't to touch it up. It's more me not talking and the breeze getting
Yeah. But it's good. I'm liking it. I can't say that I'm getting the spice comes from the retrohale.
Right. I'm not getting it on the
I
regular
don't really
draw.
get it on the regular draw. But for a good kind of like medium to medium plus kind of just nice cigar, I'm digging it.
I would definitely say, based off the way it is ashing, it's not a car driving stick, unless you just don't care about a bunch of ash in your back seat.
Yeah, because
or all over your shirt.
If you've got your window down and it's blowing in, it's going to be going everywhere. Or you're going to be ashing like every 3 seconds to keep the ash off, everything else. But
right.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Drivability of a cigar. I don't think I've ever considered including that in my reviews.
I know. I wanted to innovate today.
I like that. Look at you.
Innovation.
You're bringing something to the table. I like it.
Strategery.
At some point, I'm going to have an episode where I sit down with some former presidents of the United States. I'm working on the logistics of that. And it's hard, getting these guys together in one spot. And for probably the sake of security, it may be one of these episodes where only I'm on camera, kind of like my Pinky episodes, But there's at least a couple of presidents that have expressed interest in coming together.
Because some of them probably can't be shown with a cigar.
Exactly. I mean, at least one is very well known for his time with cigars, or at least maybe his lady friend's time with cigars, if you know what I mean. But speaking of which, we met Bill Clinton the other day.
Yes, we did.
We met Bill Clinton, and
I shook the motherfucker's hand.
I want to say, he does not look how I remember him, but by God, he's a super nice man. Bill Clinton he competed at the barbecue event on Saturday.
I think that was his first competition too, wasn't it?
Was it?
I think so.
All right.
I thought he said that.
That's awesome. I'm glad he came out and competed. He's a super nice guy. Super nice guy. And anyway, so yeah, it was very nice to meet you, Bill Clinton. And for those of you who don't get the joke,
I thought he would have been taller.
Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. Yeah. Although that's the same way with all celebrities. A lot of celebrities.
The presidency changes a man.
It does.
Look at Obama after 8 years. Jesus.
Right.
It was like
very aged. Very aged.
Strong, virile man, Skeletor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I thought you were going to describe him how Biden described him. What was it? Clean and articulate? Let's not forget that, guys. Fucking Joe Biden. Uncle Joe Biden is just out of his mind.
On that topic, real quick.
Okay.
Anybody out there that is not registered to vote, make sure you get registered to vote. Even if you're really not happy with either of the presidential candidates, make sure you vote for your local stuff.
Yes.
Your local, school boards, your local town councils, county councils, city councils. Those are the ones that put up, like we've discussed, those put up the smoking bans first.
Yep.
They put up the flavored tobacco bans first.
A lot of local taxes.
Yeah, taxes.
Yep.
In Missouri, we're actually pretty lucky. We don't get a lot of added taxes on stuff.
Oh, shit, your pot over here is way cheaper than Illinois.
Right. It's cheaper than the tobacco tax.
Not that I'm buying it, but
it is cheaper than the tobacco tax
in
Missouri.
But I do track the pot tax for no other reason than I want to know.
Track the money.
Well, yeah, you want to track the money, but I want to know how it compares with the tobacco tax.
Right.
Because I'm paying however much for cigars, and I think it's bullshit that people can go out and get, what is still a quasi-controlled substance, because let's be real, the dispensaries are, licensed through the states and all this kind of stuff, but it's not like they're everywhere. It's still a very limited thing. But, I think it's bullshit that the tax rate on pot is cheaper than the tax rate on cigars.
Yes.
But
it's a bunch of bullshit.
It is a bunch of bullshit. It is. So, well.
And really, I don't know if in Missouri, basically how it is in Missouri is you have a flat tobacco tax that is paid on everything you're invoiced every month.
Okay.
And then you also have to pay a sales tax on top of that
Yeah.
when you purchase the stuff. So I don't know if that's the same in Missouri or Illinois, where they pay a separate, or is it just
Oh,
the
for
sales
like the
tax?
weed?
Yeah, or is it just the sales tax on weed is X?
Boy, that's a good question. I don't know. And I don't know any dispensary owners
Me
to
neither.
ask that question. I mean, obviously there's a sales tax.
Right.
And in Illinois, it's fucking stupid. I mean,
Right.
it's like 30-something%.
See, in Missouri, the sales tax is a regular just sales tax.
Yeah.
But I think there's a 10%, or no, 6% just strictly marijuana tax.
Okay.
Which may be added on to that. That makes it maybe like 13 to 15 or whatever percent.
Okay. Now in Illinois, I know that if you get a medical card, it drops the sales tax down to practically nothing.
Okay.
Now granted, the product itself is still expensive, but I think they may even have medical prices versus recreational prices.
I heard him talking on the news a month or so ago that recreational marijuana and the dispensaries in California are having trouble because people are going to black market because the prices are better.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember that back when the dispensaries in Illinois opened. That was when was that? 2020.
Yeah,
I feel like it was January 1st of 2020.
Because they can't track where you bought it.
No,
it's legal to have it on you. So
January 1st, 2020, the dispensaries opened, and I distinctly remember I was sitting in the lounge at the Hill Cigar Company, and we were all talking about it, and somebody had a friend of theirs text them a picture of his receipt, and it was this giant ass long receipt, and he had like $75 worth of tax tacked onto his bill. It was insane. And I'm looking at this, and all I'm thinking is, all that is job security for your friendly neighborhood drug dealer. Because some people are going to be rule followers and are going to be, I can only get it at the dispensary. That's where I can get it. But a lot of people, if budgets are tight and they want it, they're going to go and find the cheapest deal. Or go back to the friendly neighborhood drug dealer, and they're going to get it that way. They're going to find a way to save the money. And let's be real, the economy's done nothing but get worse since January of 2020. So
I did hear one story from someone I won't name that they actually raised their prices on their black market weed to still be well under
but still make a little bit more.
But make more money.
Which I contend is what's happening with fake Cuban cigars. I think if you're a guy that's out on the beach selling fake Cubans out of a glass top humidor, you're not selling them for $5 anymore because a Cohiba Cajique, is running like what, $300-$400. So maybe probably even more, to be honest. And it's one of those things where back when it was a $50 stick, you were charging $5. Well, now that it's a $400 stick, are you still charging $4 or $5? Or you may be charging $20.
Yeah.
You're still way undervalued. But dude,
you're going to make more.
That cigar that's filled with newspaper, hair, and fingernails is suddenly worth, 3 times more than it was before, 4 times more than it was before.
Yep.
So, I don't know. It's an interesting thought. Don't buy fake cigars.
No.
But you know what? Your friendly neighborhood drug dealer, they have kids to feed too.
They do. Where they get hurt is they don't do the edibles.
No.
So a lot of people, if you want edibles, you really kind of almost got to go or do it yourself. But who wants to make gummy bears and shit?
Now everybody I know, they make brownies.
Yeah.
Which I can't. I don't know. Whatever. We won't get into all that. But I will say I was talking to somebody, and I will leave them nameless as well, and they were explaining the problem with edibles to me. So with edibles, and it's not FDA regulated, and so let's say you get 10 of them. Well, that's 10 out of a run that they make. Well, they have a giant vat, and they pour everything into the vat, and they mix it all up, and the machine poops out, individual edibles, right? Well,
you don't know what the concentration is anywhere
throughout
that entire
bingo.
Deal.
You could end up with an edible that maybe they're supposed to each be a gram or whatever. I don't know what the measurement is, but maybe one is like a half a gram because you got one that's a little lighter on the concentration of the one side. But maybe you get one that's a gram and a half because it's like...
Or 5.
Exactly. So like theoretically, your edibles are... Not all edibles are created equal, even if it's in the same package, to where you could have one and it's like, well, this is weak. And then you take another one and you're like, seeing angels. So you gotta watch that. But it's neither here nor there.
What were we talking about?
I don't fucking know. We were on the Villiger Entertainment Report. It's got all over the place.
Started with presidents and then voting, and then it just veered off.
Yeah, but I do want to get that guy from Minneapolis on the show, the Anthony's Lounge or whatever I talked about on the last one, because man, they're getting fucked. And so I did get a message from Noah, who friend of the show,
up north.
He sent me a note, and I'm going to go ahead and read it. He said, so Minneapolis is very close to me. With no construction and low traffic, I can get there in over an hour. I have been to that lounge, and the Twin Cities are crazy big when you put them together, like top 15 big. Wonder if there are any in St. Paul. Minnesota is crazy liberal, so it doesn't surprise me. The closest lounge to me is 45 minutes away in Baldwin, Wisconsin, and you are not allowed to smoke there at all per city ordinance. My town has tons of places to buy cigars, including the Midwest's largest humidor, but you can't smoke in any of them. The only lounge that I frequent with any regularity is the Briar Patch in La Crosse, Wisconsin, and that is about 2 hours away. It's a nice lounge.
And of all places, Wisconsin people need a lounge.
Yeah, because it's cold as fuck.
You only get like 4 months of good smoking weather.
And that's if you're lucky, So, they need a place to go, and they're not getting it, and that's a damn shame. But, I don't know.
Be loud, be vocal.
I'll say if I were Anthony's, I'd be stocking up big on Toscanos and emphasizing to everybody that you can clip them in half or a third, and it doesn't ruin the wrapper. And so you can sit there and you could smoke your 15-minute Toscano, and it's not a sampling. It's technically a cigar because you've clipped it and you've able to start and finish it. But who the hell wants that? Who wants to sit down for 50? That's the difference. Cigarettes, they're a frantic thing. You sit down and you have a cigarette, or typically stand up with leaning against a wall having a cigarette, and it's a frantic thing. You're burning it, and by the time you start it, you have a finite period of time before it ends because it keeps burning on its own.
Right.
So it's one of those things. It's a quick thing. Cigars are supposed to be relaxing, and if you're watching the clock and you're like, oh, I've got 13 minutes left, you're not relaxed. You're not enjoying it. I mean, shit, dude. You and I, these are Robustos. We fired these things up, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And we still have the solid back third to go, I mean, we're already violating the law by half an hour.
Yeah.
So.
Now, though, too, who's really sitting there watching them?
Now, there's some truth to that.
Is it one of those, the law's on the books, but who's really going to come by it?
But there's only one shop. That's the thing. If there were like 20 shops in Minneapolis that they had to be going around to do, that's one thing. But this literally only impacts the one lounge. So you could potentially enforce that with only the one shop,
That'd be a bad job, sitting there with a stopwatch.
Yeah.
All right. Now,
You're out.
Is it from when it's lit or the first puff? Or could you argue, really, the cigar doesn't really start tasting till you're about a quarter inch in?
Maybe.
And it's truly lit?
The minute flame goes to that cigar, they're counting it. So
as soon as there's smoke visible.
Yeah. Because the smoke kills. As I start choking on my own. Son of a bitch. This is what I get for being witty. With my Taco Bell tea. This is what I get for being a smart ass. I start choking on my own cigar smoke.
But that's pretty much all I've been watching lately.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's the Villiger Entertainment Report.
Although it is Memorial Day weekend coming up, so there'll be some really cool marathons on TV and whatnot.
There will. And the Indy 500 is on
500,
Sunday.
You know I always watch that.
I know you do.
I was watching qualifying last night. Oh, I was watching qualifying
There
last
you go. Something happened with one car. It was, oh, shit. I shouldn't talk about things I don't know about. I saw something on Facebook about it, and I really shouldn't. Hang on. Let me bring it up here. Talk amongst yourselves. It was looking up the NTT IndyCar Series. I'm sure my dad's sitting there listening to this going like, damn it, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It was really kind of cool. Kyle Larson from NASCAR.
Yeah.
Qualified 5th.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And he's also racing the Coca-Cola 600. He's going to do the double.
He had the fastest one-lap qualifying speed by a rookie.
Yeah.
At 233.453 miles per hour.
And he also, last night, as soon as he was done qualifying, helicoptered to the airport, flew to North Wilkesboro for the All-Star race for $1 million.
Oh, shit.
They even held the race up, I think, a little bit for him.
Well, that's nice of them.
He didn't win it, though.
Oh, well.
But he's going to try to do the double on Sunday.
Son of a bitch. Where is that post? It was just a picture of the car, and man, they post a lot. I mean, I guess it is technically a sport, and they do have kind of like, I don't know, their biggest event of the entire fucking, like, somebody got penalized, for something. Here we go. The qualifying time for the number 6 has been disallowed for non-compliant left rear wheel offset. The violation was found in a post-qualifying technical inspection. So,
I don't know who that would have been.
I'm trying to look.
Because yesterday was just the Fast 12.
Kyle? It's that car. They didn't name it. But in the comments, they said somebody's talking about a guy named Kyle.
I wonder if it was Kyle Larson.
Well, here. It's blue and orange.
I don't remember what his car looked like.
That's Kyle Larson's car going by. It's blue and orange. So it might have been Kyle Larson. So they might have had something going on there. But anyway, whatever. So, see, this is what I'm talking about. I shouldn't bring up things I don't know about. Just, that's what I ought to do. That's what I ought to do. I ought to have my dad on Friday's show to do an IndyCar or Indy 500 preview show. Because he knows all about that shit.
Yeah.
And I go, I have a fun time. I learn about what's going on in the series as I'm at that event because he explains it to me and everything.
And you've got a lot of time sitting there waiting for the race.
Exactly. So, I mean, it kind of works out. But, I'm not, admittedly, I don't follow it throughout I do follow the page on Facebook so that I can at least see if anything major is going on or whatever. But, it's not something I follow, with regularity. But, it's a good time.
Yeah. I couldn't watch the Cardinal game yesterday because it was on FUBU.
Really? See, what the hell's up with the sports, putting their stuff on these weird channels that not everybody has? I mean, if you're trying to be a mass appeal sport, like the MLB, for God's sakes, you need to make sure the MLB is available for everybody.
At least in your home market,
oh,
it
for
should
sure.
be there.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Now, I will say, at least in years past, the Indy 500 is blacked out in Indianapolis. And the only way you can listen to it in Indy, I think, is maybe on the radio. But you can't watch it on TV live in Indianapolis. They want you to go to the event. Now, what year? There was one year I think they changed that. Might have been the COVID. Well, might have been the COVID year. Well, they had to because they didn't allow anybody into the
stadium.
No, wait, they did. They ended up doing it later, and they ended up.
It was 25% or something like that. It was only 75,000 or something like that.
And we ended up not going because it was we don't want to do that. But yeah, so no, it was But I think they changed. But I don't know if they changed it permanently or just for that 1 year. But
I had never heard that.
But they I think rerun it like in the evening.
Oh, okay.
Or something.
So you can't watch it live.
You can't watch it live. Yeah.
Well, that's stupid still.
But like I said, they want everybody at the track. And shit. I don't know how many more people they can cram in there because, like,
right. It's not like it's not selling out.
Dude, my dad was telling me earlier this month that the 500 is damn near close to a sellout, and nobody can understand why. Like, there's something going on. They're like, I don't know what it is about this year that is being this big draw for everybody, but something about it is attracting a bunch of people to watch it, and they don't understand. But it's doing really well in terms of ticket sales.
Good.
So he spent a lot of time down there this week taking pictures. He loves taking pictures of the cars. So he was down there all during practice and qualifying and everything, taking pictures. So
cool.
My stepmom was just like, that's fine. He can go off and do his thing. I'll do my thing. Anyway. All right. Well, let's do this now.
Guess what, motherfucker?
Time for 3 cigars smoked and enjoyed this week. And, I don't know. Have you put thought into that?
The Cabawan.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't smoked one in so long. That was really enjoyable. I hadn't smoked a New World in a long time. I smoked one of them Saturday. Mm-hmm. That was nice. And a Nub Cameroon.
Oh, nice. Okay. My first one is one that I smoked on the show with Ken, and that was the Yaya Bagua from Yaya and United Cigars, and I really enjoy the Yaya. It's a really, really good solid medium cigar. It got some really good flavor, and I dig it. Second one I had was I had this on Wednesday, and it's the JFR Corojo. It's the Super Toro size.
Okay. So
it's basically like a 7-inch Toro, kind of like, 7 by 50, 52 maybe. Dude, but for like $7, $8, you can't beat this damn cigar. It's so good. The only thing I wish it didn't have was the closed foot, because I'm always paranoid about burning my shirt with that closed foot. Otherwise, this cigar is so amazing. Aganorsa leaf, it's really, really good.
Yeah.
And then the last one, you know what? You brought it up earlier, and I'm going to agree with you. It's that Joya de Nicaragua, the Entano or whatever
CT,
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super good cigar. I really enjoyed that. I smoked that on Friday, and it smoked really wonderfully, and I'm going to have to dig through the humidor. I think I still have a couple more left.
And if you find one, just don't judge a book by its cover. It is not a mild Connecticut stick.
No. It's a really...
Its nicotine level is way up there.
It's super good. I dug it. So, anyway. Well.
That's a brand just...
doesn't...
Joya de Nicaragua does not get a lot of play in a lot of places.
Yeah.
You really need to try them, because I have yet to really smoke one of any of their lines.
Is that on my Drew Estate?
Yeah, Drew Estate.
That's what I thought.
And they get kind of buried.
Yeah.
But it is a really good line of sticks.
Okay. I dig it. So now, we'll briefly discuss. So, fucking good coffee. It's fucking good. And guys, you need to try some. So Nick over there at, he has My Monthly Cigars, and he's got fucking good coffee. If you go over to fuckinggoodcoffee.com, you can try all kinds of different flavors and varieties. They come packaged really, really nicely, nice and fresh coffee, and they all pair really well with cigars. The Lounge Blend pairs really well with all cigars. You can't go wrong. And who doesn't like to have some coffee with their cigars? Even I have. Really? You're not a coffee guy?
I think I've only had 2 or 3 cups of coffee in my life.
I was not a coffee drinker until probably late last year. And even then, I'm not one to drink it like every day on the regular.
Mm-hmm.
But
just on your way home from Central Missouri.
Every once in a while. But we'll leave it at that. You know, it pairs really well. And now, admittedly, I do like mine a certain shade of blonde. You know, a lot of creamer and sugar in it and everything. But I can and have drank it black, and you know, the fucking good coffee. It pairs really well with cigars, and it drinks well either black or treated up. You know, kitty coffee style. So you can get some over at Fucking Good Cigars. And if you're interested in, or Fucking Good Coffee, if you're interested in the Fucking Good Cigar, if there are any left, you go over to mymonthlycigars.com, and he's got should have the information there for the Fucking Good Cigar on his website, and you can check that out as well. So that's fuckinggoodcoffee.com.
Awesome.
Yeah. In terms of socials, I'm available on Instagram at the Cigar Pulpit. I have the Pulpit Parishioners group. You can get in on the fun there. We're always sharing cigars and BSing and whatnot on there. Twitter/X, I'm on there. I don't really do much, but, you know, one day maybe.
Shout out to Dakota, who came through St. Louis Saturday.
Yes, I was going to say, he was posting in the Parishioners group, asking about, you know, places to go and things to visit and stuff. So, you know, that's the thing. It's a good resource for everybody because, you know, let's say you're coming through Memphis, post in there, Teddy's bound to pop up and be like, I can help you with that. If you're going through Georgia, you know, at some point you'll be there.
Yeah.
And Trent will be there and
Yeah.
everything. So, like, you know, it's a nice little community that you can, you know, kind of tap and just be like, hey, what cigar lounges are really good in this area? And with the amount of people in there, somebody's bound to know, you know, an option or two for you.
Right.
And obviously in the St. Louis area, I can help you with that. So it all works out.
Yes.
And then YouTube, where you can watch this. And as I said in the last episode, we are sold out of Pulpit Fest tickets. So I don't have to harp on that anymore. So if you didn't get it, well, I'm sorry. You're going to miss this year. But start planning for next year. Because next year, I don't know where it's going to be. It's up in the air right now. But we've got a few options that we're considering and figuring it out. But we got to get through this year's first.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, got to make sure it all works out. But I'm sure it will. And where can people follow you?
On the Prisoners group. I post on the Prisoners group. You can always message me through there. I'm a member, so yeah, check me out there.
Okay. Well, Mike, I appreciate you taking time out today.
No problem. I always enjoy it when I can.
Yeah.
You know? I wish I had more time to do more episodes with you.
I mean, you know, it's not like you don't have a busy life, so I get it. But no, always a pleasure. And otherwise, final thoughts on the Warfighter 50 cal field?
Definite rebuy.
I would do this again.
I would like to try, you know, a non-sampler size.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what all sizes they come in per right now. But
well, you know what? I can tell you that because I brought it up earlier when I was looking for it's the Casa Cuevas that I couldn't find. Here we go. This specific cigar comes in 5x52 Robusto, 6x52 Toro, a 7x52 Double Corona, a 6x60 Gordo, a 4x44 Minuteman, a 5.5x46 Corona, and a 7x38 Lancero. So, this specific blend, I mean, dude, you could pretty much get it in any Vitola that you're interested in.
what I wish is more well, really no companies do this, but some of the people you've had on, I believe Renee specifically in one episode, was talking about when they designed the cigar, it was based off X size. Mm-hmm. And every other size is just adding on or subtracting from that.
Yeah.
I would like to know, like, hey, when we were thinking of this blend and everything,
This is the size
we wanted to do it based off a Double Corona.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you really want to truly know what we made the decision to go forward, smoke the Double Corona. Just because maybe you didn't like the Toro or a 660 or the Robusto. Try the, you know.
Well, I know that, like, Julio Aroa with Aladino, when he's smoking and trying the samples and things of that nature, they're Robustos. So, for him, it's the Robusto. Now, his personal preference Julio likes Rothschilds.
Okay.
But in terms of what he's smoking when he's doing the sampling, it's the robusto.
Okay.
I heard somewhere that this is totally pulling it out of my ass, and I could be way, way wrong. But I'm remembering this from a long time ago because I was really surprised by it. I had heard somewhere that Oscar Valladares, when he blends to the Gordo.
Really?
Which I don't know if that's accurate, but that's what I've been told.
I would think, wow, that's...
Because you would think that... So with the
You'd
Gordo,
think Toro would be the biggest.
you would think, but the thing is, it kind of makes a little sense maybe because... You know, the Gordo tends to be a little diluted because you add in more of the filler tobacco to it. Mm-hmm. So maybe it dilutes it down. So maybe he figures start big and just take it down from there to where...
If it tastes good as a Gordo, it's got to taste
at
a Robusto
better as a Robusto or something
Corona.
like that. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But I thought I remember hearing that. But anyway. But if you're interested in trying Warfighter tobacco... guys, they do have a store locator on their website. Their website is warfightertobacco.com. You can check out the store locator to find a store near you that carries them. I know in the St. Louis area, the Tinderbox in Fairview Heights, Illinois, they carry Warfighter tobacco, so you can go over there. You know, it's one of those things where they are It is a brand that is veteran owned and supports, you know, veterans. They support. Yeah, they support our veterans. So I mean, that's something I think that's important, especially coming into Memorial Day weekend here. You know, everybody kind of assume, you know. People get confused, I think, sometimes. You know,
I was about to bring that up.
Memorial Day and Veterans Day, and it's like...
Or Armed Forces Day.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. We got that, too.
Right. Memorial Day is for Memorial Day stuff.
Mm-hmm. Fallen soldiers.
Yes. I remember all my childhood as a Boy Scout, because we've got a very large national cemetery right here.
Very, very large.
So we'd be out there, you know, on Sunday, and... doing the flags,
Putting
and they always
flags
had a big ceremony and a flyover and all that. That was always cool.
Yeah. So no, it's one of those things that Memorial Day is more of a solemn holiday.
Right.
You know, Veterans Day is the celebration of everybody. You know, and Armed Forces Day. What? I'm admitting ignorance on that one.
I know there is one. I just don't know when it is.
Okay. Well, I'm admitting ignorance on that one. So. Anyway, well, guys, this has been another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm Nick.
I'm Mike.
Everybody stay safe and stay smoky. White shirt may not have been the best idea for this. I got ash all over my shirt. Anyway. All right. Well, thanks, guys.